evening and welcome to Derby Date Night Juniors Tournament Edition. We are live at Perry Park in Indianapolis, Indiana, where we are one of 9 different regional playoff locations battling for a chance to play for the national title. We are following 6 amazing teams over the course of this weekend. Our hosts, Indianapolis Junior Roller Derby, are joined by Black and Bluegrass from Kentucky, Pittsburgh Roller Derby from Pennsylvania, Kalamazoo Killer Bees out of Michigan, Cincinnati Junior Roller Derby from Ohio, and Savannah Roller Derby from Georgia. Don't worry if you get confused, we have graphics you can watch during halftime and between games that will give you all the info you need to follow along all weekend. You are joining us for our last game of the day between our hosts, Indianapolis Junior Roller Derby and Savannah Junior Roller Derby. These two teams have never played each other. However, they have been around each other, they've known each other, and last year they cheered each other on at the Open Regionals, and they are excited because they've made friends with each other and they are excited to battle each other tonight in their first ever game against each other. The winner of this game will go on tomorrow to face Pittsburgh in the championship for a chance to go to the national tournament in Loveland, Colorado on July 12th and 13th. I see you've all been chatting in the chat, and Carl, I just want to say one quick thing to you. You said that you are learning American geography through Derby Date Night, but you're a bit unsure sometimes. If you are learning American geography from Derby Date Night, I am very nervous because I am horrible at geography, as you know. So I know the chat usually corrects me, and hopefully you're learning more from the chat than from me, because I am definitely not the geography expert. And we are also, I guess Aria is also learning geography from Derby Date Night because we've been traveling more and more. This is our 3rd season of streaming live roller derby in and around the Midwest, and we are excited this weekend to be streaming our first regional tournament. Is that the best way to say it? Like, we've done a few tournaments, but we've never done a tournament that has like playoff implications. So it's very exciting for us to be able to do this kind of a thing. We've got 30 seconds until we get started with these two teams. I'm sure you want to know who you are going to be seeing, and shout them out in the chat if you are here to watch these skaters from Savannah Roller Derby. Or maybe you're watching one of these skaters from Indianapolis Junior Roller Derby. We are excited to see them out there playing tonight. Earlier today, Indianapolis Junior Roller Derby won their game against Black and Bluegrass. Black and Bluegrass will now be going to the 5th place game tomorrow morning at 10 a.m. In this game, the winner will be going on to play Pittsburgh at 2 p.m. tomorrow, and the loser of this game will be playing Kalamazoo tomorrow at 12 p.m. in the 3rd place game. A lot of people, Carl, think Washington, D.C. is in Washington State. They are on completely the opposite side of the country from each other. And that is, what? They're like 3,000 miles, you said? Okay, cool. But it looks like we're about to get started. And we have got Evil C on the line for Indianapolis Junior Roller Derby, and Derby Date Night 3rd wheel member Monster is jamming for Savannah Roller Derby. I am so excited. This is going to be such a good game. Monster is out as your first lead jammer from Savannah, and the crowd is going wild, but Evil C is able to get out as well. Somebody's getting a penalty, and I don't know who it is. Evil C coming around. Oh, Monster is getting a penalty. That's the don't touch that, illegal contact. Monster is sitting in the penalty box, but Evil C also got a penalty. Okay, is this really how the game is going to start? Evil C will only sit for as long as Monster sat, and we're going to have a 2-minute jam in our very first jam of the game, as Monster and Evil C have both gotten penalties. So this is going to be, I just can tell it's going to be a fun game. All right, Evil C trying to push that pack apart and gets through for 4 points on the board for IJRD. Monster jumping through the apex, getting around Lilyhammer, tries to call the jam, and then remembers, oh yeah, I went to the penalty box, and has scored 4 points for Savannah, making this a 4-4 game. Evil C trying to score his own points, sweeping to the outside, finds some bodies on the ground and decides to sweep to the inside and get through for 4 points. Oh my gosh, I really feel like it's a half and half crowd. Like every time both of them get through, the crowd is going, ah, ah, for both teams. I'm just excited. Why don't you just watch and enjoy? It's gonna be fun. There goes Monster through for 4 points for Savannah Roller Derby. I was telling Sirius, so we have taken a couple road trips, and on a road trip to Florida, we almost stopped in Savannah, and we were not able to, and it is still on my bucket list of cities to go visit because I have heard Savannah is just absolutely gorgeous, and I would love to go to Savannah for a vacation at some point. Evil C is headed to the penalty box on a back block, and we are going to start this next jam as a power jam for Savannah. Monster was able to grab 20 points for Savannah Roller Derby, and they will take the early lead in this game. Sirius is looking at me very seriously, and he says penalties are going to play a major part in this game. He said that very seriously. So everybody, pay attention. Sirius Lee says, seriously, watch these penalties because there were a lot of penalties in that first jam. And lead is going to Slaya from Savannah Roller Derby. That was really fun to say, while Evil C sits in the penalty box waiting for his turn to come out. Slaya takes a big ol' hit from Soul Crusher, but is able to stay inbounds and upright and gets through for 4 points. For Savannah, Evil C is standing and will be released from the penalty box in less than 10 seconds. Slaya takes a hit from Lil Patience and is pulled to the back by Lil Patience and Ghost. Remember, the last game earlier today with IJRD, those walls were very strong, and the blocking was also very strong. Nice hit out by Ghost, who manages to stay in bounds by putting only one hand down on the inside line, forcing Slaya to come back and slowing Slaya down. Evil C came out of the box and immediately is going back to the box on a track cut. So this will be another power jam for Slaya and Savannah Roller Derby. This is not what IJRD wanted to start out with, putting one of their main jammers in the box 3 times in the first 2 jams. Slaya makes it through for 12 points, but these are hard-earned points. Slaya is sweeping to the inside. All 4 blockers are just focused on defense and only defense. Remember, IJRD has played 1 game already today. This is Savannah's first game of the day, and they are coming out. They're just exploding out onto the track with their first game. Evil C out of the box is gonna want to keep it clean because he has already got 3 penalties in the first 5 minutes of this game. He is able to find some space on the inside line and get through, but then that jam does get called by Slaya, but not before doing some damage with 14 points, bringing Savannah to 34, Indianapolis to 11. Okay, I'm gonna take a breath. I haven't taken a breath for 5 minutes. Woo. Okay, I'm done. I took a breath. Here we go. Monster on the line again. Up against Mighty Mouse, who we did see jamming quite a bit in the first game. And we are off to the races. Mighty Mouse takes a hit to the inside. Is getting pulled to the back by Captain of Savannah, Radio Bled. And Monster is through as lead jammer. Coming around, sweeping through, breaking that pack apart, grabbing 4 points. While Mighty Mouse continues to try and push through and find any space in this pack. Monster coming around on another scoring pass. Gets pushed to the outside. Soul Crusher pulling him back. Little Patience with that hit out there. Monster jumps that apex and gets through. A little tumble, but stays inbounds and is up for 4 points. Mighty Mouse is headed to the box. Another penalty for IJRD. These penalties are just rough for IJRD. This game would be a lot closer here in these first. We have only had 3 jams. We have only had 3 jams. And it has felt like we've played like 6. Whew. You know, if I was a coach right now, no, if I was the IJRD coach, I would probably take a timeout right now. But I'm not Eric, and he can't hear me. And also, I have nothing to do with anything. I just get to say my opinion over here, and then they can watch it later and be like, yeah, maybe I should have, or shouldn't have. I just get to have my opinion. The Purple People Eater is, I love that name, is jamming for Savannah and is through as your lead jammer as Mighty Mouse waits in the penalty box. A big ol' hit on Purple People Eater, and now I want to sing the song. This is going to be a problem for me. The Purple People Eater. Anyway, Purple People Eater are getting slowed down in the pack, but is still working hard. Mighty Mouse out of the box and finding a tripod of skaters, trying to break that tripod apart, still on her initial. Mighty Mouse is not currently scoring points. Purple People Eater has scored 4 points and is coming around on a second scoring pass. Mighty Mouse got pulled to the back and is trying to get through the pack again. Purple People Eater, meanwhile, at the front of the pack, is able to get through for 4 more points for Savannah Roller Derby. Mighty Mouse is almost through and does get through on that initial pass, so Mighty Mouse will be eligible to score points if this jam is not called by Purple People Eater. As Mighty Mouse is approaching the pack, Purple People Eater does call it. Okay, if Purple People Eater is going to jam a lot, my mouth is going to get so twisted up. Just call it purple. But I like saying Purple People Eater really fast. Pa, 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 pa. So blocking with the head, it is dangerous for the blocker because the head block, forearm, and leg block are all when you hit someone with something that you are not allowed to hit. Whereas a back block, high block, and low block are where you hit something that you are not allowed to hit. So you can't use your head or your arm or your leg to hit people. So you're right. When you use your head to hit, that's going to hurt you. Monster is your lead jammer for Savannah. Punky Bruiser jamming for the first time in this game for IJRD. Punky getting pulled to the back of the pack while Monster comes through with 4 points for Savannah. Selena Siren says, my Derby son, Monster. All right, Monster is spinning and getting hit to the outside and slowed down as Punky comes through on a first scoring pass. I think we might be seeing some points going on the board here, but Punky is getting pulled to the back as Monster comes through scoring 4 points for Savannah. Punky has that star off, might be looking for Lilyhammer to pass the star to. Lilyhammer did take the star and got hit to the inside, is being pulled to the back there by Purple People Eater. Nope, by King Corey with the pull back there. And Monster coming in on another scoring pass, sweeps around the outside and grabs 4 more points, bringing Savannah's total to 16 or 12. 66-11, that's not a pound. Oh! Oh, that was pretty, but it wasn't completely. Oh, wait. Illegal contact? What did he contact? I didn't see it. Did he contact something? Anyways, Monster is headed to the box to think about that for 30 seconds, and Lilyhammer will have 13 more seconds to be the only jammer out on the track, and IJRD will start this next. We'll start this next jam with a power jam. And that jam will come to its natural conclusion. I have a feeling we're going to have an official timeout now while everybody talks about what just happened. That was a lot that happened right there. Does anybody want to discuss that with me? Sirius, do you have any thoughts about that jam? That was just a lot happening at once, and you're also cutting cameras. Should we check? Let's check penalties, because we've had a busy penalty box already in the beginning of this game. We have got we are 10 minutes into a 60-minute game, 5 jams in. We have 2 skaters on Savannah with 3 penalties, King Corey and Radio Bled. Otherwise, pretty clean. On the IJRD side, shockingly, fairly clean, aside from that boom, boom, boom penalty that Evil C had right at the beginning there. So I think everybody came out, so IJRD and Savannah. So Savannah's been watching all day long. This is the 4th game of the day. Savannah has not been able to play. I feel like they have been itching to play all day long. IJRD they got excited when they realized after their game they were going to be playing Savannah, and I think everybody just kind of came out and was like, ah, roller derby! And so now we've had the officials, you know, none of the teams took a timeout, but the officials said, you know what, we're going to take a little timeout. And now it's time for everybody to go, whew, take a breath. We're going to get focused, and we're going to have this power jam here. Evil C needs to get past 2 blockers. Nice job there by Savannah with only 2 blockers being able to hold Evil C, but he is able to get through and grab lead jammer as Monster is standing in the penalty box. Selena, you know, the same thing happens to me. Selena says, I was going to comment on Monster's jammer awareness right when he got his penalty. That is the Derby Date Night curse of as soon as I say, hey, they're doing such a good job on that, oh, they're headed to the penalty box. That happens every single time. Sheila says, Pops is going nuts and yelling at the computer. Mick Saunders says, Sheila, I'm doing the same thing. And Carl says, did the computer yell back? Did you guys hear Sirius? Carl, you got a huge laugh out of Sirius. You're getting a thumbs up and a good job. Swift and Disney. And Goldie says, big shoulder. Okay, 8 points were scored by IJRD there, but IJRD is going to have to do a little bit more damage to catch up to Savannah's big lead that they have got going on. We have got 1 blocker in the box for Savannah who is in there on, is that 3 penalties? An eye, a forearm, and a cut? Is that 3 penalties? For 119? Oh yeah, I just saw them show 3 to their that was who is that? Yeah, 119 got 3 penalties, but is now standing. That's a lot of penalties. Mighty Mouse is your lead jammer. It's like Pokemon, gotta catch them all, gotta catch all the penalties. Well, it's not like the old days where you had the inside whiteboard and you would try to spell stuff with your penalties, because they would put your penalties on a whiteboard in the middle of the track, and then you would see all your little letters and you could try to spell things with your penalties. Not that you would want to get penalties or certain penalties. Not that we ever did that, but Slaya is through the pack. Okay, does not have a penalty. I saw the penalty being marked, but Slaya is through the pack and now on a scoring pass, is hopping to the inside line, but I think was pushed out and then pushed back in. There's just so much happening right now. Mighty Mouse coming around on a second scoring pass. Mighty Mouse has scored 4 points. Slaya has also scored 4 points. Mighty Mouse currently managing this jam and does decide to call it, keeping Slaya to only 4 points. IJRD, meanwhile, grabbed another 2, bringing them to 6. As we are trying to figure out what's happening out here on the track with all the craziness, these 2 teams are playing. I mean, they both want to go play Pittsburgh tomorrow. This is the national. I mean, this is for a chance to go to nationals. One of these teams is going to go get to play against Pittsburgh tomorrow for the spot. There's only 1 spot to go to the nationals, and it's going to go to whoever wins that game tomorrow. And one of these 2 teams is going to be in that game. Slammerhead and Punky Bruiser both wanting to be lead jammer, both getting hit out of bounds and pulled to the back. Punky getting pulled all the way back to turn 4. Slammerhead just sweeping back and forth, and it is Punky who comes out with that lead jammer status. Slammerhead gets hit to the inside and is not lead jammer, but is able to get through and is going to be chasing down Punky Bruiser, who calls the jam after scoring, it looks like, 2 points for IJRD in that jam. We are halfway through the first half of this game. As we've been doing all day, as we have started to do in every game, we will be choosing nominees for Skater of the Game during halftime. So if there are skaters that you see doing amazing things and you want us to consider nominating them, let us know who and why you think they should be considered for Skater of the Game. King Corey and Evil C jamming for their respective teams. King Corey says, you know what, I might have gotten 3 penalties, but I'm just going to jump through the pack and grab lead jammer. So you can forget about trying to figure out how I got 3 penalties in 1 jam and just watch me jam. Watch me jam, watch me nay-nay. Evil C is following. Oh! Did you see that big old jump? That was so pretty. Evil C has 4 points. King Corey has some points in the pocket. Evil C in the pack on a second scoring pass. And 4 more points for IJRD. King Corey still managing this jam, but is not calling it. Evil C coming around on a third scoring pass. And 4 points for King Corey. Evil C currently in on this third scoring pass. King Corey coming in on a second scoring pass. Evil C is through for another 4, bringing that total to 12. King Corey getting a penalty for a track cut. That is not what Savannah wanted to see. There are a couple IJRD blockers waiting in the box for King Corey. They're not on the same team, but they're still going to welcome him to the box. Meanwhile, Evil C has scored 16 points. Indianapolis trying to cut into that lead. Do you have some guacamole, Sirius? Because they are chipping into the lead. And up on those tiptoe toe stops, Evil C gets 20 points. Whoo! Lordy Lord, this is going to be such a fun game. King Corey is standing in the penalty box, will be let out in less than 10 seconds. Evil C through for another 4 points, bringing the total of this jam to 24. IJRD is over the 50 mark. 6 seconds left in this jam. King Corey entering the pack. Evil C through for another 4, tying the biggest jam of the game with Sirius and Bigfoot from Pittsburgh. Evil C now also has a 28-point jam. The biggest jam of the day we've seen today is 28. I think tomorrow somebody's going to beat it. I think somebody's going to get higher than 28 tomorrow. But Evil C's like, I'm joining the club now. Both of these teams will play again tomorrow. One of them will be in the third place game, and one of them will be in the first place game. So you can see one of them play at 12 in the third place game, and one of them will play at 2 in the first place game. We also have a fifth place game at 10 o'clock in the morning. I'm sorry, all of you West Coast people who are there going, wait a second, I'm doing the math. That is 7 a.m. Yes, it is. But we watch Formula One, and sometimes Sirius and I get up at like 6 a.m. to watch games. So you can get up at 7 tomorrow morning, West Coast people, to watch Black and Bluegrass and Cincinnati battle it out for 5th place in this open regional tournament. All right, I've completely missed what's going on in the chat. Let's catch up here. Let's see. King Corey managed the art of multitasking by getting 3 penalties in a jam. You know, you have skills in different areas, and maybe multitasking is one of them. Could be the rise of the machines like in Terminator. Player of the game, Disney Villain. That is a great name. Sorry, I am a 100% admitted Disney adult, so anybody who has a Disney name, love it. Sheila says, Oma Metzger is so proud of you kids. IJRD are halfway there. Oh, you're halfway there, living on a prayer. Yeah, tough jam. Sheila says, I'll let you know when I start running. Player of the game, Slaya. He was out medically for 3 months this season and came back ready to work. Oh, that's amazing. I love to see skaters who have to take some time off, and usually they come back, yeah, exactly, ready to work. And it's hard to take 3 months off of a season and come back and perform at such a high level. Goldie Sox is reminding me, we have been telling candy jokes all weekend, and I haven't told any in this game. I got to tell one real quick before we start this next jam, because this is Derby Date Night. We have good roller derby and bad jokes. So here's a bad joke for you. What kind of candy can you use to write with? Chocolate. That was horrible. Okay, Derby. Slaya on the line up against Mighty Mouse. Sending some love to Death Pixie as Random Rambles. Death Pixie in a last tournament for this aging out junior skater. There's a few junior skaters out there aging out, and this is going to be their last tournament as juniors before they age up to the adult roller derby world. Both jammers want this lead jam so much. There is 25 points between these two teams. Mighty Mouse is lead, and IJRD will control this jam. Slaya has got one skater to get past and does so, and will be chasing down Mighty Mouse, who is currently in the pack trying to score points. Slaya coming in, hoping to steal some points with an apex jump and lands it for 4 points. Mighty Mouse calls it. No. Yes, Mighty Mouse calls it, and Savannah was able to outscore IJRD 4-3 in that jam. I love these apex jumps. They're just so pretty. Love them. When he came back, it was like he only missed one practice. That is so good. Thank you for letting me know that about Slaya. I am so proud of them for being able to just come back and boom, we're right back on the track. Monster on the line up against Punky Bruiser. Monster sees some space on the inside. IJRD tries to stop Monster, but that Monster is unstoppable. And he is through for lead jammer for Savannah. Punky Bruiser is also out and will be chasing down Monster, who has scored 4 points. Looks at the bench to say, am I going to call it or are we going to keep going? Punky is approaching the pack on a scoring pass. Looks like Monster's going to keep running it. I always get nervous when the pack is stopped at the apex because these jammers can jump. But Monster gets a penalty, a back block. Looks like he came into the pack. Oh wait, they took it away. Monster is still lead and did not get a back block. He comes out of the box and grabs 4 points. Meanwhile, Lilyhammer has taken a star pass and is jamming and trying to get past Radio Bled and does so to grab 4 points for IJRD. Monster has scored 8 points, now gets a track cut and is headed to the box for reals this time. For realsies, we're headed to the box, and Monster's going to wait for 30 seconds. This jam still has 43 seconds to go, and Lilyhammer is going to be your jammer for IJRD for the rest of this jam. Everybody in the chat is just rooting for all of their favorite people. Corey's big sis coming through. Go, Bubby. Slaya's apex jumps are always all or nothing, right? Amazing apex jumps. IJRD also has some apex jumpers, and so it's just fun to watch jammers just jump, jump, jump. Aunt Van believes in all of you, Savannah Juniors. You can do this, babies. Monster with the spin, but getting another track cut. Oh, no. Let me see. Monster has, well, that's only Monster's 3rd, 4th penalty. Radio Bled, who I believe is the captain, is sitting already at 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Fouled out? Really? There's a foul out already for Savannah? We still have 10 minutes left in the first half. Oh, no. Yeah. 7-6-1-6. Not even in the penalty, but I completely missed it. She's already gone. Oh. Well, we'll see you tomorrow in whatever game you play. Whether it's the first place game or the third place game, you get another chance tomorrow. King Corey's got to watch it. Getting a little high in penalties. IJRD, not too bad. They're keeping it pretty clean aside from that very beginning. Everybody's just taking a breath right now. 98, 77. Where's my calculator? Those are not even numbers. 77, 87, 97, so 21 points between these two teams. I didn't use my calculator, serious? Woohoo! I got it. 10:20 before half. Timestamp for Monster to look at this later. Selena's like, I'm doing some work here. I'm reminding you. Okay, here's my timestamps for what we got to look at. Doing so good. They're both doing so good. Carl is going to yell at a tablet instead of a computer. Yeah, don't do that when you're at work, please, Carl. The people are going to be like, mm-mm. So yeah, I don't know what happened with radio there. There were, looks like 4 forearms, 2 track cuts, and then an illegal procedure. And I didn't even hardly note it. Like, there was so much going on. I probably missed a lot. I am sorry. There was way too much going on and happening. Right now we have, it's an official timeout. This was not called by either of the teams. Because we all need some good cheer, because that was, I'm stressed. I don't know if you are, but I'm stressed. So I'm gonna, what is Karen's favorite candy? Karen's favorite candy is entitlement. Did you hear about the candy maker who was seeing double? His mind was playing tricks on him. Okay, one more. Did you hear about the candy vehicles from another planet? They were Mars bars, Mars cars. It's funny, Sirius. He doesn't like that one. Okay, for those of you who have not watched Derby Date Night before, if you're enjoying what you're watching, please like this video, subscribe to our channel. Those are free things you can do to support us. If you want to give us a little bit more support, you can always send a super chat to support one of your skaters. If you click on that little $sign, you can send a super chat and say something to cheer on your skater, and we will put it up on the screen to show them. They will get to see when they rewatch this that you sent them a super chat, and you also are supporting what we are doing, trying to bring great roller derby and really bad jokes all around the Midwest and beyond. So we love any support. Or you could become one of our official Third Wheel members, which in the penalty box right now is Monster, who is one of our Third Wheel members and got his Third Wheel member sticker today from us, and we are so excited to even have some junior skaters as members of Derby Date Night who enjoy watching our channel, and we are hoping that Monster is enjoying watching this right now, hopefully with some ice and some water for hydration as he is getting ready for what either the first or third place game, because that's in the future and I can't predict that. As much as I would like to try and be a fortune teller, this is a close game and nobody knows how it's going to end. IJRD looks ready to go. Savannah is not on the track, so we're not starting anytime soon. Carl liked one of my jokes. That's fabulous. Familia says, let's go splatter. So who are you here to root for, and where are you watching from? Are you here to root for Savannah? Are you here to root for IJRD? Or are you just here to root for good roller derby or bad jokes? While you are typing that out, I want to show you what's been happening today. So we have had Cincy play Kalamazoo. Kalamazoo beat Cincy this morning at 10 a.m., followed by another game between Indianapolis and Black and Blue, where Indianapolis beat Black and Blue. Both Cincinnati and Kalamazoo went on to the semifinals game. Pittsburgh played Kalamazoo, and Pittsburgh is now going to the finals. Kalamazoo is going to the third place game. Now we are in our last game for Saturday between Savannah and Indianapolis, and the winner of this game will go on to play for the championship. There are only 2 Savannah blockers out there to block Evil C, getting some offense, opening up that outside line. Evil C is your lead jammer, while Monster and 2 blockers wait in the penalty box. Evil C coming around, still only has 2 blockers to get past. Those blockers are racing, and Evil C gets through for 4 points. Monster is standing in the penalty box. The pivot from Savannah is released. Now there are 3 blockers out there. Evil C is able to get past to grab 4 more points. Monster comes out of the box quickly and is chasing down Evil C, who says, I'm going to call it, before any points can be scored. 8 points for IJRD, bringing them within 13 points of Savannah. It's getting close. They're going to make my heart race, aren't they, these juniors? Text a friend, well, if you text, or send them a message, or a Snapchat, or Facebook message them. Be like, I'm watching this really amazing game, and they're not even in halftime yet. Come watch on Derby Date Night on YouTube, because this game is going to be good all the way till the end. Bring all your friends in here. We've got over 100 of you watching. Let's get it to 200. Monster getting pushed to the inside and pulled to the back. No, that's Slaya. Slaya getting pulled back by Lilyhammer. Meanwhile, Mighty Mouse is in a tripod of doom, just pushing, and that tripod is doing a great job holding Mighty Mouse. Slaya finds some space on the inside and becomes lead jammer for Savannah. Great job looking at that skater coming back from injury. Always love to see it. Mighty Mouse was able to get out and is now chasing Slaya down. Do you feel, Sirius, how it's the pace is slower? We're starting to I feel like everybody's settling in and we're starting to grind a little bit more. At the beginning, it felt a little bit more frantic, a little bit more boom, boom, boom. And now I feel like we are starting to just calm this game down. Mighty Mouse is through for 4 points. Slaya just has to get past Lilyhammer, and does so to grab 4 points of his own. And that jam will be called after Slaya has grabbed, I believe, 8 points. Or was it 4-4? 102 to 89. Savannah now above the century mark. Woo-hoo. So who is rooting for who? Ross, I am friendly to both teams. I love both of these teams, and I root for great derby, whatever is happening, and I will make sure to be evenly not biased for either team. Thank you for your comment. Thank you for loving the Karen joke. Supporting the kids from Savannah, from Florida, go Savannah. IJRD, Team Savannah. Derby Devils at home, watching the juniors smash it out. Loving my SJRD kids from Savannah, especially my favorite skater, King Corey. Lots of love for all the teams. Smooth move, Slaya. Oh, did I miss the palindrome, Goldilocks? Goldie Socks. Ah. Working hard on my talking here. A Taco Cat is a palindrome. Monster is through. Punky Bruiser also through. Monster has 4 points. Punky putting that star back on and chasing down Monster. Monster is in the pack, needing to get past Soul Crusher, trying to push through. Punky grabbing 3 points there. Savannah outscoring Indianapolis 4-3. 106 to 92. Okay, I gotta use my calculator for this one. 106 minus 92 is 14 points between these two teams. So much great cheering in the chat, as we always do. We have 5 minutes left in this first half. We are gonna nominate one blocker and one jammer from each team to be nominated for Skater of the Game. That is a banana jam with everybody taking a little bit of a tumble. And it looks like we're gonna check on a skater real quick and make sure they are doing okay. That jam is being called for injury, and we will be back in just a couple minutes as we have our medics check on that skater. All right, we are back for the last 5 minutes of this game. That skater has been taken, actually they're not even with the medics, so they are doing all right, and we are happy to have medics right by us trackside, able to take care and help with our skaters anytime there is an injury. We have got both Monster and Evil C on the line for their respective teams. That penalty box is empty, so we have got all of our blockers out on the track. Avoiding a hit and keeping one hand in bounds is Evil C, but he does step out of bounds and is pulled to the back, and it is Monster who is going to be coming out as your lead jammer for Savannah. Evil C up on those toe stops is out of the pack, but it is Monster who is currently in the pack and fighting through with a spin at the top of the pack and decides to call the jam as soon as he gets through with 4 more points for Savannah Junior Roller Derby, bringing them to 110 points. 4.5 minutes left in this first half. We have got some people rooting for so Selena Siren says, Savannah Derby Devils love their Savannah Junior Roller Derby. Watching it work, I used to be a coach and work with Velveteen Rabbit outside of Derby. That's awesome, Selena. Sheila says, go Butcher and King Corey. Gary skates with Selena with the Sav Derby Devils. Oh, does she also skate? Is that the adults team as well? So she skates both juniors and adults. And Velveteen makes my coffee at Starbucks. Oh, I love somebody who works at Starbucks. Carl says, come on, IJRD, you can do this. I've always believed in you. And it is Mighty Mouse who comes out of that pack with the lead jammer. Slammerhead was jammer, but has given that star to King Corey, who is now the jammer for Savannah Roller Derby. Mighty Mouse gets through, grabbing 4 points for IJRD and puts 4 points on the board, bringing IJRD within 4 points of 100. Getting ready for probably 2, maybe 3 more jams in this first half. These teams are both just really wanting to get to that first place game tomorrow, but still just having fun chatting with each other. They were telling me before the game that these two teams really just enjoy each other. There are friends between these two teams, and they were all really excited to play each other today, and I'm just excited to watch this great high-level junior roller derby. Monster is chasing down Punky Bruiser. Monster has passed Punky Bruiser, who was lead jammer, and with a smile, he's like, yep, I got that call off, and goes back to his bench. And we are going, no points were scored by either team in that jam, and we are getting lined up for another jam. Penalties still staying pretty low in these last few jams. We've got 1 Savannah blocker, it looks like, in the box. Other than that, pretty empty. Nothing else going up any higher here. Evil C and 119. King Corey is your lead jammer for Savannah. And Evil C getting pushed to the back of the pack as King Corey comes around on a scoring pass. King Corey is trying to find space on the outside with a spin, staying in bounds to grab 4 points for Savannah. Evil C is also trying to get out and is through. That was his initial, so no points scored. King Corey has scored 4. And oh, beautiful apex jump. 4 more points for Savannah there, bringing their total to 118. 1 minute and 45 seconds left in this first half. This game is going to go all the way down to the wire. These teams are so evenly matched. It is so much fun to watch, and we are so excited for this entire game. Sirius, you look so nervous. I just love a good, close game, and these two teams are both playing clearly at their highest level, and it is so much fun to see. I don't know Savannah as well, so please chat. Let me know if you have any skaters that are aging out after these tournaments, if this is their last year playing in juniors. I know we've got a few with Indianapolis as well that are aging out, so just a super big congratulations to all of those skaters that are maybe playing in what might be one of their last junior games. Everybody excited to see Corey with the cute spin. Love it when skaters are spinning and jumping. Always fun to see. Fun to see. Loving it. All right, getting ready for one of our last jams of the first half. Mighty Mouse and Slaya on the line for their respective teams. Slaya shooting to the inside, taking a push and getting pulled to the back by AOA, while Mighty Mouse is trying to use brutal force at the front to push through that pack. Slaya is through and will be lead jammer for Savannah with 1 minute left in this first half. Mighty Mouse is continuing to try to find any sort of space. No, Mighty Mouse is headed to the box, and this will be a power jam for Savannah Roller Derby and Slaya. Mighty Mouse was called on a forearm. Slaya has scored 4 points, flies through the pack for another 4, bringing that total to 8 in this jam as Slaya comes around trying to score another few points before Mighty Mouse gets out of the box. Slaya is through, and that will be 12 points for Savannah, bringing them to 130, and Slaya decides to call it with 17 seconds left. If there is not a timeout called, that will be the last jam of the half, but if someone calls a timeout, then we will have one more jam. Let's see. I'm watching the coaches. 2, 1. They are going to let it run, and we are going to go to intermission with a score of Savannah Roller Derby 130, Indianapolis Roller Derby 96. I'm going to go breathe, take a drink of water, and get ready for an exciting second half of our last game of the day here on Derby Date Night. are back on Derby Date Night. You are joining us for the second half of this amazing game so far between Savannah Junior Roller Derby and our hosts Indianapolis Junior Roller Derby. This game has been a nail biter. Savannah took an early lead at the beginning. Indianapolis fought their way back, getting close, and then at the very end of the second half, Savannah started pulling away again, and this is anybody's game. Savannah currently with that lead, and we will see how things go as we start this second half with Mighty Mouse starting in the box, has already been released from the box. Slaya getting pulled all the way back to turn, well, we're almost to turn 2 at this point as IJRD is doing some pulling back, and Mighty Mouse back in the pack as well. Both jammers trying to find some space, and it is Slaya who comes out with lead jammer for Savannah to start this second half. That was like 30 seconds of just watching them skate back. But now we are going, and Slaya is entering the pack on a first scoring pass. Jumps through, grabs those 4 points, and calls it. As I told you earlier, we are going to be choosing, actually you are going to be choosing a player of the game. We have nominated 4 skaters. I'm so sorry that I cannot nominate every single skater. I'm just going to say that before I put up the vote, and there will be a chance for more skaters to be nominated tomorrow, but I'm going to put up this vote. This vote is going to stay up until 5 minutes left in the game, and the winner of this vote will be Derby Date Night's player of the game as voted on by you, and they will receive a coveted Derby Date Night player of the game sticker. I am putting up the poll. Do not vote until you're positive, because once you vote, you cannot change it. There's the poll. Have fun voting. Monster is your lead jammer, followed about quarter track behind by Punky Bruiser. Monster getting through, grabbing those 4 points and calling it like a clinic. That is how you do it. 4 more points for Savannah. I'm waiting for them to get put on the board, bringing Savannah to 138. IJRD at 96. Hoping to put some points on the board here in the second half of this game. We are in Jam 3, right? We're about to start Jam 3 of this game. Half? Oh, Jam 3 of this half. Yes, you're correct. Evil C jamming for Indianapolis Roller Derby. Savannah has got Slaya online. Is Slayer getting... No, Slayer was just making sure not to get a penalty. While that was happening, Evil C was able to get out and become lead jammer. Slayer still in the pack, juking to the inside. Beautiful spins up on that apex. A little bit of a tumble from everybody. IJRD reforming around Slaya. Meanwhile, Evil C trying to get through that pack has got the reblock. This is beautiful reforming by both teams, coming to the front of the pack to try and hold these jammers as long as they can. And a jump from Slaya to get out of the pack. Meanwhile, Evil C is also out of the pack, and these jammers are going to race to the pack. So far, Evil C has scored 4 points. He gets into the pack and hits those hips. Savannah will not score any points in that jam. Indianapolis breaks the 100 mark, bringing themselves to 102. I'm looking everywhere right now, serious. Oh, Slaya is always looking around, right? Slaya has really good awareness out there and is always watching everything. Really fun to see. Let's see, who do we have? Mighty Mouse on the line for IJRD, and Monster, who is a Derby Date Night third wheel, joined recently one of our newer third wheels, and got to meet him earlier, and are excited to get to watch him skate in this game and get lead jammer for Savannah Roller Derby. Monster coming in the pack on a scoring pass. Mighty Mouse has gotten out of the pack and is on a scoring pass as well. Monster controls this game, or jam, and could call it, and he does call it. I think both skaters might have gotten some points here. Indianapolis outscored Savannah on that one 4-2-2, bringing Indianapolis to 106. Savannah is at 140. TMC Saunders saying, King Corey, I'm so proud of how you and the other Savannah players worked to get to Indy. Keep up that teamwork and intensity. They are all doing such a great job. And thank you all for joining us. I see we've got a lot of Savannah love in the chat. I think Georgia is the furthest away team. And I have just been having so much fun getting to know the skaters as they've been waiting to play today. And it's just great to see both these teams come out strong, and they are both putting on a show for us tonight. Slaya is lead jammer. Punky Bruiser is stuck behind a tripod of skaters. Slaya also getting stuck in a block-to-puss of 4 skaters focused only on blocking. Slaya is pulling those skaters apart, jumps the apex, but takes a little tumble to the inside and is going to be pulled all the way to the back of the pack. Meanwhile, Punky, still on her initial, is continuing to fight at the front of the pack as Slaya has been pulled all the way to the back. Slaya up on those toe stops, trying to juke back and forth, really working to pull that pack apart as Punky continues to fight with that same tripod. Slaya up on those toe stops, getting held by Lilyhammer, getting pushed to the outside, and Slaya does decide to call it. Slaya did score all 4 points there, was able to grab those 4 and bring Savannah to 144. You can tell how much they both want it, is what Sirius is saying. 100%. These teams, while they are, quote unquote, having fun, like, this is not a silly, fun, little, like, they are serious. They're giving each other fist bumps. They're saying, I respect you as a skater, and now we're going to go skate, and we're all going to try and get as many points as we can here. Evil C and Monster on the lines for their respective teams. Evil C is out as your lead jammer, but Monster is right behind, and these 2 skaters are going to race to the pack. Evil C and Monster both hitting the pack. Evil C up on those toe stops and calling it. After grabbing 4 points, Monster was able to snag 1 point for Savannah in that jam. Savannah 145, Indianapolis 110. 23 minutes left in this game. This is the last game of the night. Tomorrow we will be having our medal matchups. 5th place will be played at 10 a.m. between Black and Bluegrass and Cincinnati. Then we will have our 3rd place game between Kalamazoo and the loser of this game, followed by our championship game between Pittsburgh and the winner of this game. Lead jammer has gone to Mighty Mouse. Slaya took a push to the inside and got pulled to the back of the pack. Mighty Mouse is through for 4 points. Slaya takes a tumble. Looked like that one hurt, but he is back up and pushing to try and get through. Mighty Mouse coming around on a 2nd scoring pass. Takes a little tumble at the back of the pack. Meanwhile, Slaya has gotten through. Yeah, that fall that Slaya took looked like it, like a tailbone, like, or a hip. Ugh. You know, teenagers are, and just jumps an apex. You know, I might be hurting, but I'm fine. I can jump an apex and grab some. Did he grab any points? I don't know if he did. Doesn't look like he got any points there, but as I have always said, that apex jump is worth attempt points. Do you feel like you see different strategies for both teams based on the score? What do I think they're doing? What do I think they should be doing? I don't know. This one's a hard one. Like, this game is close. Savannah is probably going to be, I'm guessing, I don't even know. What do you think, chat? What do you think the strategy should be for both of these teams as IJRD tries to chip into this lead? Savannah is trying to extend this lead. Are you going to want long jams? Are you going to want short jams? What are you thinking in terms of, obviously both teams are going to want to get lead jammer, but what are they going to do once they get it? Are they going to hit it and quit it, getting those 4 points and calling it, or are they going to run it long? Let's see what's going to happen as Monster is your lead jammer. Let's see what Savannah decides to do. Indy is getting ready for Monster to approach the pack. Punky was able to get through. Looks like Monster's going to grab those 4 points and run it. Nope, never mind. I said that, and he immediately hit his hips and called it. So I'm wrong. Savannah up to 149 with 21 minutes left in this game. So exciting. We have got that skater of the game vote open for 15 more game time minutes. We are in a timeout, so that means I get to tell you some more candy jokes. I'm running out of candy jokes, so I don't know what I'm going to do tomorrow because the theme for the weekend is supposed to be candy. Sirius taps on the Dad Jokes book that I got as a gift from Nutcase Grace from Black and Bluegrass, who came in today and is a fan of the channel and said, I would like you to have this Dad Jokes book. And we were so happy because we appreciate that some people appreciate our jokes. It's very on brand, Sirius says. So we love that when people participate in our favorite thing, which is to tell bad jokes. So, a couple questions for you, Sirius. Why didn't the ghost eat his candy? He didn't have the stomach for it. Did you know there are 2 types of candy? The good candy and the candy that Dad eats. You don't get it because you don't eat as much candy as I do. So I'm going to change it to the candy that Mom eats. Because what I do is, and I'm sure there are parents out there who are just like me, is I let the kids have the good candy. And I make sure not to eat the candy that I know that they're going to like. And then I eat all the candy that I know they're not going to like so that they have their candy. You don't understand that because you just eat what you want. Really, Sirius? How about you? Do you eat your kids' candy, or do you try to leave the good candy for them and then you take the candy you know they don't like? Because clearly Sirius and I are on 2 different pages on that one. Slaya is your lead jammer for Savannah Roller Derby. Evil C was able to get out Slaya with an apex jump, grabbing those points and calling it for Savannah Roller Derby. Savannah at 153, IJRD at 118. Mighty Mouse on the line with the star for IJRD. A timeout maybe being called? Nope, maybe not by Savannah. Nope, they thought about it, but nope. Who's the jammer for Savannah? Where's the jammer for Savannah? Oh, whew. Slaya just barely made it on the track. What's happening? He didn't make it. So did they fail to field a jammer? Were they waiting for him to yield and go? I don't know what you're, okay, I don't know if I have any officials in the chat right now. If a skater doesn't get on the track on time, if they just, yeah, there's still going to be a penalty for not fielding. I don't know. I don't know the rules here. We're gonna take a little bit of a break. That the captain does serve the penalty if it is a failure to field the jammer. What I'm wondering is if Slaya, because Slaya stayed on the track, is there any sort of a penalty that you give someone if they enter the track after the jam starts? I don't know. I'm getting deep into the rules here, and I don't know if I have any of my ref friends in the chat right now who can help me out with the rules. If not, we will just play speculation and hope that someone comes over to tell us what is happening. I don't think anybody's going to come tell us anything. And the captain is now serving the penalty. That's your guess? Okay. The captain, yes, the captain is now in the box. So I believe the captain is now serving that penalty for failure to field a jammer. Slaya is currently on the track getting ready to jam, so I'm assuming no penalty for him. Thank you, Fueled by Skaters. Delay of game penalty should be issued to Savannah captain. Michael Kwan saying the same thing. Thank you, guys. I appreciate you all. I always like to double check with my ref friends because they were, okay, yeah, I think it was because they were contemplating a timeout maybe. Anyway, we're going to get back to the Derby in just a minute here. If a blocker enters after the jam starts, they should be instructed to return to the bench. Yes, and I think that's where the confusion was I think Slaya was kind of asking, like, what should I do? And there was no feedback coming from the refs in terms of what Slaya should do. They all just kind of stared at each other a little bit, so I think that's also what caused confusion. Regardless, the captain is now serving the penalty, and we are going to start this next jam with Slaya and Mighty Mouse out on the track for their respective teams. And lead jammer is going to go to Mighty Mouse and IJRD. Slaya is at the back of the pack, getting pulled to the back by World War Bean. Slaya sees Mighty Mouse coming and plays a little bit of defense there. Mighty Mouse in the pack on a scoring pass is getting pulled to the back. And a little bit of a banana jam as a few people take a tumble. And who is going to come out of the pack? It is going to be Mighty Mouse for IJRD with 4 points. Slaya also able to get out of the pack and will be eligible to score points if Mighty Mouse does not call the jam. Mighty Mouse in the pack, sees Slaya coming and hits those hips, hoping to prevent Slaya from scoring any points. An additional 2 points going to IJRD, and Savannah was able to sneak a little sneaky 1 point there before that jam was called. Monster on the jam line for Savannah. Punky Bruiser on the jam line for IJRD. Okay, Fueled by Skaters says there is no extra penalty for a jammer regardless of what happened. Thank you very much, appreciate it. Monster getting out quickly with lead jammer there for Savannah and is already, he goes around the track so fast. I was like, wait, he's lead? Oh, and he's already in the pack and scoring points. So 4 points there for Monster as Punky Bruiser is working and fighting with a tripod. Now a duo of blockers at the front. Punky is able to get out. Monster, meanwhile, has scored 4 points, has already come in to grab another 4 points. So fast. These skaters are so fast. Both jammers approaching the pack on a scoring pass. Monster up on those toe stubs with a spin, getting 4 points for Savannah, bringing them to 166. Oh, that hit from Lily. Did you see that? Whew. Monster able to get through for another 4 points, bringing them to 16. Lilyhammer has taken the star, takes a push to the inside, getting recycled to the back as Monster is coming in again on another scoring pass. Needs to get past Pepper Spray and does so for another 4 points for Savannah. This is going to be a big jam already, 20 points. I wonder if Monster's going to be flirting with that 28-point jam that a few skaters have hit today. Lilyhammer is, where is Lily? Lily is, still jamming at the back of the pack, still struggling, hoping for some offense. Is Monster headed to the box? Oh no! That would be a track cut, I think, on Monster. So this jam will go the full 2 minutes. We are going to start the next jam as a power jam for IJRD. Lilyhammer trying to capitalize on this power jam, but is going to have to get past these blockers from Savannah, which is no easy task. That jam comes to its natural conclusion. Monster is still sitting in the box right now, so probably a little bit more than 10 seconds left on that penalty. Evil C looking back at the scoreboard as he is coming out to take the line for IJRD as jammer in this short power jam for IJRD. Goldie Socks, there's going to be ice baths for me tonight. I don't know about these skaters. I was just saying to Sirius, I wish that our hotel had a hot tub because I could definitely use it, and I'm not even skating. Okay, Evil C trying to get that lead jam before Monster gets out of the box, and he does so. Monster is now standing and has now been released from the penalty box. Monster still on his initial. Evil C on a scoring pass is trying to get through and does so for 4 points for IJRD. Meanwhile, Monster is in a jumbled up pack but comes out on his initial. Evil C with a big apex jump for 4 more points for IJRD. Monster coming around will be eligible to score points. Doesn't look like Evil C is going to call it. He's going to hope that those blockers can hold onto Monster, but Monster is able to get through for 4 more points for Savannah. Evil C also through for 4 points. These jammers are going point for point here. Evil C was able to get 2 passes done, though, before Monster started scoring, but Monster comes out again with another 4 points. Evil C going to the inside, but gets a tiny bit out of bounds, decides to call the jam. Both jammers worked so hard. I feel like I'm holding my breath for these jammers out there. Everybody doing such a great job. IJRD coming out with 14 points in that jam. Savannah with 9. Savannah has took this lead at the end of the second half and has just continued to hang on to it. IJRD keeps continuing to poke away at this lead, but Savannah keeps continuing to pull away and has solidly held this lead for the last half of this game. Slaya is out as lead jammer for Savannah. Mighty Mouse, meanwhile, trying to battle at the back of the pack. That pack has broken apart a little bit. Oh, a giant hit. Was that a head hit? Are we taking a small break, or was that a call off? It doesn't look like anybody. There's no medics going out. Serious. I think you're just concerned. You watched a melon. You worry about. Yeah, we worry about people's brains. So if that head hits the ground, go get checked by a medic, just in case, even if you feel okay. Caro says ice baths are bad for athletes recovering from injuries, but good for mental health. You heard that on Lost in Science. Huh. The more you know, rainbow symbol. The more you know. Somebody should tell the NFL. Well, they still like ice baths, I suppose. I don't know. Ice baths are just cold. Okay, Slammerhead has the star on for Savannah. And Punky Bruiser has the star on for IJRD. Slammerhead jammed once, but I think passed the star pretty quickly. So this will be only the second time we've seen Slammerhead jam for Savannah. It was called for injury, Michael Kwan says. Okay. Okay, fine. I get to say Sirius was right. We all know I hate to say that. Don't say I should be used to it by now. I would be more sassy, but you have control to turn off my mic, so I'm not going to be that sassy. All right, Michael saw the OVR make the hand sign. Thank you, Michael Kwan. For those of you who want to learn more about NSOing and being an official and all the cool things, you should listen to Coming Hot Out of the Box by Slice and Carnage. If you are over 18, it is a 18 and up podcast. If you are older, but Michael Kwan did a interview that was amazing, talking about NSOs and talking about getting people involved in roller derby, and we really enjoyed listening to it. Michael Kwan is a fountain of information, and we would definitely encourage you to listen to his episode, and they are a great roller derby podcast that has been interviewing a lot of different people, including us, on their podcast, and we have just enjoyed listening to everything that Slice and Carnage have brought into the derby world. All right, let's get going with Slammerhead and Punky Bruiser. Punky Bruiser is out as lead jammer. Slammerhead, meanwhile, is battling at the back of the pack as Punky comes around on a scoring pass. Slammerhead takes a hit from Soul Crusher to push Slammerhead to the back. Punky is through with 4 points coming around the pack on another scoring pass. Slammerhead is pushing. We've got 2 blockers at the top of the pack trying to get through. Punky in the pack still on that second scoring pass, trying to find some space, and does so on the inside line. 4 more points for IJRD. Meanwhile, Slammerhead has that star off, might be looking for the pivot, and is looking for the pivot. That pass was successful to the pivot, who is now the jammer. That is number 1104. That is Purple People Eater, who is now the jammer for Savannah Roller Derby. Punky Bruiser has gone through for a third pass, bringing IJRD with 12 points in that pass. They are starting to chip away at that lead, get that guacamole. We will see if we continue to do that, as both Slaya and Evil C, we've seen both of them I think they're both nominated for Skater of the Game right now, because these 2 jammers have both done an amazing job, and we encourage you to vote for one of these 4 skaters that are nominated for Skater of the Game. We have got 7 more minutes in that Skater of the Game poll. Everybody's all jumbled up. Who is going to come out with lead jammer? It is going to be Evil C of IJRD, as Slaya takes a hit to the back and is getting pulled back by Death Pixie. Slaya sees some space on that inside line. Lilyhammer tries to stop Slaya, but Slaya is gone and is out on that initial pass. Evil C, meanwhile, in the pack on a first scoring pass. Really good awareness there by King Corey. Sees Evil C and just stops him, and Evil C calls it, and then Evil C and King Corey give each other a high five. Like, good job, you got me on that one. Love to see the sportsmanship and the camaraderie. Monster on the line for Savannah, and Punky Bruiser. You know, anytime I can't find the IJRD jammer, it's always Punky. As a short person myself, Punky, I get it. There are advantages to every height in roller derby, and sometimes the short ones we can sneak by. But not this time, because it is going to be Monster who comes out with lead jammer for Savannah roller derby. Punky also able to get out, is about half a track behind Monster, who is currently in the pack on a scoring pass. Both jammers now in the pack. Monster getting pulled to the back by Ghost. Punky is through for 4 points for IJRD. Monster is also through for 4 points for Savannah. Monster given a signal, looking like we might be continuing to run this jam. Both jammers in the pack. Both of these jammers are spinny. These are our two spinny jammers of this game. Monster spinning through, grabbing another 4 points. Punky is stuck at the back of the pack. Amazing one-on-one blocking being done back there, and some great tripod work. Is that at the back of the pack? I cannot see their numbers, but they are doing a great job with that blocking. And Monster is through for another 4 points. IJRD coming back to try and help Punky get out of the trap that she has found herself in. I think that's Clara Bear who is blocking right now. Great job there by those Savannah blockers in that jam, holding Punky, allowing Savannah to outscore IJRD by 4 points. Savannah is flirting with the 200 number. IJRD has brought themselves to 165 in this game. 9 minutes left in this game. The winner of this game will go on to the championship game tomorrow to fight against Pittsburgh for the chance to go to the national tournament in Loveland, Colorado on July 12th and 13th. Evil C and Slaya, these two jammers have seen each other a lot tonight, and it is Evil C coming out with lead jammer, but Slaya is stuck at that back of the pack, coming in, reapproaching. Evil C coming in with speed. Oh, everybody's falling down, I get worried. Evil C is through for 4 points for IJRD. Slaya getting pulled to the back and reassessing things, approaching the pack again on another attempt to get through on this initial. It is Evil C who's coming through, grabbing those 4 points. Slaya taking another hit and continues, not realizing that is a cut track, and so this will be a penalty for Slaya and a power jam for Evil C, who has now scored 12 points for IJRD, and this is now a power jam for IJRD. Evil C coming in, trying to take advantage of this 30-second break where he is the only jammer out on the track. Gonna be careful not to get any penalties. Evil C is through for 4 more points, bringing that total to 16. Evil C calls the jam, freezing Slayer in the penalty box. Slaya looking at the coach, definitely communicating in terms of what's going to happen. So we are going to start this next jam with a power jam for IJRD and Mighty Mouse. Slaya is still sitting, but I don't think we'll be sitting for long. So just a little bit more than 10 seconds left on Slaya's penalty. Slaya given a thumbs up to the IJRD blockers. I think they were like, "You're doing great." And Slayer was like, "You're doing great." So still rooting for each other, even when playing against each other. Mighty Mouse trying to get that lead jammer status before Slayer gets out of the box, but Slaya is out of the box, and Mighty Mouse takes a tumble to the bottom. That elbow did go down, but I think whoever hit Mighty Mouse out also might have gone out. It was a no pass, no penalty, though, and Mighty Mouse is not eligible for lead. So even though Mighty Mouse is on a scoring pass, the only person currently eligible for lead jammer is Slaya. All Slaya has to do is pass all 4 blockers. There is points between these two teams. IJRD is catching up to Savannah. Mighty Mouse has scored another 4 points. I don't even have time to use my calculator to figure out how close this game is getting. Slaya sees some space on the inside, an attempted apex jump. Ooh, he's taking a second to get up. I hope he's okay. He gives a thumbs up to the ref and comes to the back of the pack. Glad he's okay. Those apex jumps make me nervous when they take a minute to get up. I know, I'm stressing too, EFR. Michael Kwan, I get worried. Okay, Mom Arya. I am a mom, Michael. I'm allowed to worry about them. Okay, Slaya is out and did get lead, has not called it. Meanwhile, Mighty Mouse has scored 4 points, is currently on a second scoring pass. Slaya on his first scoring pass in the pack right now. There is 12 points between these two teams. Mighty Mouse is getting a penalty. It's a track cut. This is now a power jam for Slaya. Oh. I'm so nervous, everybody. Okay. That jam gets called. We're going to start this next jam as a power jam for Savannah. I'm getting lightheaded. I'm so stressed. I've taken my shoes off. I'm getting dizzy. I am grabbing everything around me. Thank goodness I haven't hurt any electronics at this point. Okay, 199, 188. That's not 12 points. That's 11? No. Serious? You looked at me like I'm wrong. 199 minus 188. You made me second guess myself. It is 11. That is not a palindrome, but it's pretty. I know, I'm stressing too. It's funny because the software, I know the software was showing Slaya in the box, but Slayer was out of the box and was lead. Oh my goodness. Okay, I'm stretching. Let's all take a stretch break. Let's take a yoga break. Let's breathe. Are Mad Max and Mighty Mouse in the box, just chatting with each other? Okay, so we're gonna start this next jam with a 4-2 pack advantage for Savannah. Wait, if Mad Max is in the box, okay, yeah, one blocker needs to leave from IJRD. We have got 4 blockers out there, and we have got, is that King Corey out there with the star for Savannah? King Corey is on 6 penalties, so King Corey cannot get a penalty here. There is 5 minutes left in this game, which means I'm about to close the Skater of the Game poll, so vote while King Corey is trying to get lead jammer, and he does! Lead jammer for Savannah Roller Derby while Mighty Mouse waits in the box. Mighty Mouse is now standing. 10 seconds left in that penalty as King Corey comes around on a scoring pass with an apex jump, grabbing 4 points for Savannah. Mighty Mouse released from the box, still on her initial. King Corey coming around and smashing into that pack, hoping to get through on the inside. Takes a little push to the inside. Mighty Mouse, meanwhile, getting pulled all the way to the back by C. Swift, the pivot for Savannah. Mighty Mouse continuing to push and fight. King Corey spinning at the top of the pack, but unfortunately goes out of bounds and is going to be pulled all the way to the back of the pack by Lilyhammer. Corey is re-entering the pack with a big push. Oh, everybody's making me so nervous. Mighty Mouse taking a hit to the inside and is also getting pulled back. Okay, everybody breathe, everybody be careful, everybody be safe. King Corey is coming to the front of the pack and is spinning and grabbing 4 more points, bringing Savannah to 2-0-11. 2-11. Wait, I thought that was 12 points. It was only 8? Okay, 207 to 188. Savannah has brought, Indy got so close and Savannah put King Corey out and said, we're gonna pull away again. 4 minutes and 21 seconds left in this game. I am going to close our Skater of the Game poll. You have overwhelmingly chosen Slaya as the Skater of the Game. For this game between IJRD and Savannah, Slaya will be presented with a Skater of the Game sticker, a coveted sticker of which there are very few of these that go out, and it's exciting. Okay, I just stopped talking because I think they're doing an official review right now. It is Indy's official review. Okay, we're gonna take a breath. I'm gonna tell you a joke because we just need a minute. We just need a minute. Okay, we're gonna take a minute, take a breath, and I'm gonna tell you a candy joke. Let's see, what do I got? What happens? I don't know. I don't like the one. What do they call a man who abandoned his diet? Sirius said happy. No, they call him a deserter. What? Check penalties? Okay, let's check penalties. All right. We have got, oh, the Mad Splatter gets my award of the night for Savannah for keeping it penalty-free. King Corey managing to not get that 7th penalty. Great job there, and pull Savannah ahead after IJRD was coming real close there. Monster is the only other one really flirting with potentially fouling out with only 4 minutes left. As I say, you get 6 for free. Let's see IJRD. We've got nobody flirting, nobody in a certain color. We've got, let's see, who gets my awards? Punky Bruiser, Rapunzel, Death Pixie, Lil Patience, and World War Bean are my no penalty winners for this game. Great job, those of you who have no penalties. And those of you who do, good job too, because we love all of you, because you're all great. You don't want to necessarily use them, because then you're in the box for 30 seconds, but I don't know. It's a balance, right? It's a balance. What do diet dropouts in San Antonio, Texas yell? Okay, I'm getting some information here. Hold on a second, and then I'll tell you the punchline. Thank you very much. IJRD was looking for a high block on the Savannah jammer. The refs did not have evidence to determine that there was a high block, and so IJRD will not retain their review, and no penalty will be issued. All right. Oh yeah, you need the punchline to my joke. What do diet dropouts in San Antonio, Texas yell? Remember the a la mode. Ooh, Michael Kwan with official facts. Ooh, we should have Michael Kwan with an official fact check on Derby Date Night. There is no designated hand signal for called for injury. That is interesting. Many officials or leagues will use the ASL sign for hurt. That is interesting. I did not know that. I feel like that should be something we add. Siri says, pay attention, Aria. Derby is happening. Monster getting pulled to the back by Lilyhammer. Evil C getting lead. Jammer with 4 minutes left in this game. 20 points between these two teams. Evil C coming around on a first scoring pass. Monster trying to find any sort of space. Evil C grabbing 4 points. Monster sweeping from side to side, finding a tripod at the outside, and is able to get through on his initial. Evil C approaching the pack on a second scoring pass. Monster is coming into the pack. Evil C is through. 8 points for IJRD, and immediately calls the jam, hoping that he prevented Monster from grabbing any points there, and he did. IJRD cutting it to that lead. 196 to 208. Carl says, I don't get it, Goldie Socks. Oh, yeah, probably in Australia they don't know about Remember the Alamo. The Alamo is in San Antonio, and I am not a historical buff, so I'm going to let somebody in the chat explain it to you, because I am not going to take the risk of saying something completely wrong. Sirius goes, wise choice, Aria, wise choice. Carl, okay, I get it now. I'm still Australian over here. It is completely understandable, Carl, that you would not get that joke. That is a pretty American joke. 3 minutes left. Punky Bruiser. Oh! I love it. Slaya was turned around facing Punky, just eye to eye, like this jammer on jammer intimidation. That's just fun. Just fun. Both jammers getting pulled to the back of the pack. Punky taking a hit from Slaya is just going to focus on defense. Actually, this is smart. Just keep Indy from scoring points is what Slaya is trying to do. But Slaya jumping over, holy camoli, jumping over Soul Crusher to get lead jammer. And then there was somebody else from Indy in Slaya's way, really showing us why Slaya is the skater of the game here for Derby Date Night. Slaya threw for 4 points. Lilyhammer did take a star pass and was trying to score some points before that jam was called, but was unable to capitalize on it. Meanwhile, Savannah grabbing 4 points, bringing their lead to 16 points. Corey did not, oh, you are correct. Corey did get his 7th penalty. I didn't see it, but yes. So Corey made it all the way to almost the end of the game. There were 2 foul outs in this game. Lead going to Monster Derby Date Night. Third wheel member. I always love it when third wheel members are out there on the track and I get to say things about them. And grabbing 4 points for Savannah. Meanwhile, Mighty Mouse trying to find any way to get through that pack, does so and is out on her initial. 1.5 minutes left in this game. Monster through for another 4 points, bringing that total to 8. Mighty Mouse is approaching the pack on a scoring pass, takes a tumble to the outside. Monster does not look like he intends to call this. Monster pushed to the inside. Mighty Mouse is through for 4 points, bringing IJRD to 200. Savannah is at 220. I don't think it's a palindrome, it's just pretty. I wrote it down, nope, no palindrome, but it's just pretty with a lot of 2s and 0s. And Mighty Mouse is through for another 4 points, and Monster calls it. Both teams scoring 8 points, but Savannah does what they need to do, extending that lead. 39, not extending, but holding on to that lead. Team timeout being called with 39 seconds. They want to freeze that clock. IJRD using their last timeout. After this, all that is left is one official timeout that Savannah has. Serious, are you sweating? Are you sweating because it's hot or because you're nervous? Oh, our 2 jammers we have seen go out so often tonight are going to be in what is potentially the last jam of the game. Evil C and Slaya. It is a full house. Everybody is just so excited, and this game has been fabulous, regardless of which way it goes. If it stays the way it is, Savannah is going to be playing Pittsburgh tomorrow at 2 o'clock. In the championship game. The winner of that game will go on to the Nationals in Loveland, Colorado. Indianapolis, if they stay out, what's happening? Indianapolis, if they stay in second, they will go on to play Kalamazoo tomorrow at 12 o'clock in the 3rd place game. Michael, thank you. 19 points, Aria, 19 points. Thanks for doing the math for me, Michael. Okay, Slaya and Evil C both wanting to be lead jammer. 31 seconds left. Slaya is yielding, realizing that Lilyhammer has gone to the back. Evil C is lead. 22 seconds left. Slayer almost out, takes a hit from Ghost to slow him down. Evil C coming around on a scoring pass. 13 seconds left in this game. I think this is going to be the last jam. Evil C is through for 4 points. Slaya getting pushed to the inside and pulled to the back. Evil C coming around on a second scoring pass. Evil C with a spin. Slaya getting around Snow Fright to get out on their initial. Evil C, 4 more points, bringing that total to 8. They're going to make this one close, aren't they? The official jam time has run out. That was a beautiful apex jump from Evil C to grab 4 more points, bringing that total to 12. IJRD is going to try to hold Slaya as long as they can. There is 7 points between these 2 teams. Evil C is in the pack on another scoring pass and is through for 4 more points. 3 points between these 2 teams. Slaya getting pulled to the back, 42 seconds left in this game. The crowd is all on their feet. Oh my gosh, everybody is falling down. Evil C is through for 4 points. This jam's gonna be called to injury. There is a skater that has hurt on the track. I don't know what just happened. Okay, we are not sure, but we're gonna take a second to make sure this skater is okay. That is the most important thing to happen right now. Yes, that apex jump was amazing. All the skating everywhere here is amazing. Is there 2? Yeah, we're gonna take a small break for everybody to breathe, and we're just gonna take a second, and we will be right back, making sure everybody is okay, and then we will let you know what is happening. Okay. Those skaters were taken over to the medic. We hope that they're okay. That jam was called for injury with, I think it was about 40 seconds left. And we are going to do, with junior roller derby rules, we are going to do a continuation of the jam, which means the jam starts from where it stopped when it was called due to injury. The lead jammer, who at the time was Evil C, will still be the lead jammer, and scoring will start immediately. And I was told having my shoes off is a safety concern, and so now my shoes are halfway on, and I am still nervous. So that's what's happening there. So we are going to have, it looks like they're bringing the clock back up to how many seconds are left. And both jammers, everyone will be the same except for any Savannah blocker that was out due to injury. They will be replaced by another blocker. Michael Kwan, tell me if I'm reporting anything incorrectly. There are no more points going on the board at this point. Indy has lead jammer. Does juniors have overtime rules? Same as WIFTA. Okay. So, okay. But we'll see if we get to that point. First, okay. Things are happening. The chat is, I think, breathing. We're working on our breathing over here. Whew. Okay, Slaya on the line. Evil C on the line. Evil C is the lead jammer. He controls the game. He can call it whenever he wants. Or when the jam comes to an end, then the game is over because the time is gone. Like, there's no more time. No, there is time on the clock. There's not 1 second. Oh, wait, sorry. Jam time was already over. I mean, sorry, period. The period clock had run out. There was still time on the jam timer. So they're going to reset the jam timer. This is definitely still the last jam of the game. Indy is down by 4 points. That's what I'm trying to find out, Gary, is how much time is actually on the clock. I think that's what they are trying to figure out as well. 30. Okay, I found out. 34 seconds. So they are going to put 34 seconds on the clock. Evil C either needs to call it before those 34 seconds, or the game will end when that 34 seconds is over if Evil C does not call it. Am I right here with everything? Am I doing okay? Do you have any other questions that I need to ask people? Oh. Yes, thank you, Michael. There's no more period time. We are in jam time only with 34 seconds left in this game. Scoring starts immediately. Both jammers are able to score points right now. This is the last jam of the game. Regardless, both of these teams are amazing. Evil C through. Slaya taking a hit to the inside. Evil C coming around. The score is now tied. Evil C in the pack on another scoring pass. 20 seconds left in this game. Evil C, 14 seconds left. Slaya getting hit to the inside. Oh my gosh. Evil C is stuck, getting pushed to the back, pulled to the back by Monster. Slaya is through for 4 points. Evil C is in the pack. 1 second left. Jam time. 4 points. It's a tie. 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 Okay. This is the craziest game ever. And I don't know how, but we had 123 people in there, and it went down to 99. I don't know why 20 people just left the chat, because this game is not over, not even close to over. Okay, overtime rules. We are going to go for 2 minutes. There is no lead jammer, and we will score points immediately. No one can call it off. I got it. I have refs coming over to make sure that I've got it. This is actually now the 3rd overtime jam that I've called this year.
Were you at Small Town?
Yes, I was at Small Town. Yeah, the first game at Small Town, and then there was an Akron versus Circle City game at the warehouse here in Indianapolis. And now this is going to be my first juniors overtime game to call. Yeah, don't leave yet, everybody. Everybody who left needs to come back because this jam is going to go the full 2 minutes. They can choose any blockers that have not fouled out. They can choose any jammers that have not fouled out. There is one blocker, looks like Lilyhammer is in the box for IJRD, so we will start with the pivot in the box. There will be 3 skaters out on the track for IJRD. There will be 4 skaters out on the track for Savannah. Yeah, this is emotional for everybody. Carl wants everybody to leave it at a tie. I know. I want everyone to leave it at a tie. We can't have the championship game with 3 teams tomorrow. That would be fun, though. Look at the crowd, though. Gray is wondering if the hurt player is okay. I do not see anyone over at the medic area, so I am assuming they are doing all right, and we wish them the best. We don't necessarily get updates on that, but we will definitely be having them in our thoughts and hoping that they are doing okay. All right, looks like it's going to be Monster and Evil C jamming for 2 minutes. Remember, scoring starts immediately. If they take that star off of their head and try to pass it to the pivot, they will not get those points. If they, if the star is not on, you don't get points unless the star is on your head. Okay, people are still here, still breathing. Gray, you called it. You said put Monster in. Monster is in. Evil C taking a push to the outside. Monster is through for 4 points. Evil C with an apex jump is getting a track cut. And Savannah takes the lead. 4 points for Savannah. Evil C in the penalty box. 30 seconds for Savannah to score as many points as they can. Savannah in the lead now with 2:39 to 2:31. 4 more points for Savannah, bringing them to 2:43 while Evil C waits in the penalty box. And he just gave a fist bump to a Savannah blocker that was in the penalty box. That's going to be a low block. And we're going to have a shenana jam as Evil C is going to start scoring points and Monster is going to sit in the penalty box for as long as Evil C sat in the penalty box. 1 minute and 6 seconds left. Evil C, 4 points for Indianapolis while Monster waits in the penalty box watching. Evil C coming around on another scoring pass. There is 8 points between these 2 teams. Evil C just needs to get through, and he does, but gets another penalty. It's illegal contact, and he is now getting sent to the penalty box again. This is just high stress for everybody, so it's hard to keep it all under check. Monster is through for another 4 points. This game is now a 12-point game. Monster coming around on another scoring pass. 34 seconds left in this game. Monster is through for another 4, bringing Savannah to 2:51. 27 seconds left in this game. Evil C watching from the penalty box. Nothing he can do. Monster takes a hit to the inside and is going to the penalty box again. 15 seconds left on a track cut, and now illegal procedure by not completely going off the track. 8 seconds left. That is not going to be enough time for Evil C to score enough points to dethrone Savannah. Regardless, that is the unofficial score, and both teams are freaking amazing. And Evil C ends with a track cut and illegal procedure. I think both those jammers fouled out at the end of that game. Did I breathe at all during that entire jam? I don't think I did. There are hugs happening. People are crying. This was an amazing game for everyone who was in it. 252 Savannah, 237 Indianapolis. That is the unofficial score. I see jam refs going over to consult with their scorekeepers. People are having conversations. I'm just making sure that everything is good. But regardless, everybody, this was an amazing game. Great job to both teams. This was championship level roller derby, and this is juniors, you all. This is the future of derby. This is amazing. So Savannah is gonna go to the championship tomorrow night against Pittsburgh, 2 o'clock Eastern time tomorrow, Savannah and Pittsburgh. Indianapolis will play for third place against Kalamazoo tomorrow at 12 o'clock Eastern time. Thank you all for sticking around. This was an amazing game to watch. It was an amazing game to be here. I am so glad that we could bring you this game here at Derby Date Night. I hope that you all join us again tomorrow for the conclusion of these open regionals. Watching these juniors do this sport and have the most fun has just been amazing. Thank you all. Have a wonderful night and see you tomorrow on Derby Date Night.